Well, during the first year was extremely trying on us. Kiki had many hospitalizations, many illnesses, and there was no sleep in our house.
Mm.
She was constantly crying. You had to keep moving. So she was in my arms. He was going off to work. I had her in my arms. I wanted him to come home from work and take over.
Mm.
But somebody had to cook dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily for me, he cooked dinner. And so he was actually the cook of the house because of the fact that when I worked, I usually got home at 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening,
Mm-hmm.
and he got home at 3. So he was used to cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I would come home or he would come home and I would want to hand her off.
Yes.
And he'd say, okay, I'll take her for a half hour,
Uh-huh.
give you a break. And I would go up to my room and just be alone,
Uh-huh.
just be alone. And then I would come down, I would take her back and he would do dinner. And it was the way that we had worked it out. He was the doer. I was the comforter,
Mm.
which means that I was the one who was able to get her to stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know what to do with her.
Mm-hmm.
It was, uh, she's crying. Help me. But I can make dinner and I can take care of Marina. I'll put her to bed.
Yes.
I can do all these other things, but can you just take care of Kiki? And it grated on our nerves.
Wow.
This child just crying and crying and crying. There were many times where the doctor would say, give her Valium because she's so sick. And I'd give her some Valium. And we may get a couple nights of sleep. And then I would think, okay, we're over the hump. And then we're back to crying. And he'd be like, give her some Valium. I said, I don't want a drug addicted baby.
Uh-huh.
So, it was working out that stress. And I would come, all right, fine, I'll give her some more Valium. But it was about 10 months into it that I decided that he really needed a break from the crying, from everything. And so I went to Florida to visit his mother for a month.
Oh, wow.
There was just so much tension in the house that I knew he needed his space.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't going to get any space.
Mm-hmm.
Space, my daughter was attached to my hip.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of interesting because at the time there was Dragon Tales, and that was a cartoon that my daughter Marina really loved.
Mm-hmm.
And it had Cassie, the pink dragon. And then there was Zack and Wheezy. And Zack and Wheezy were the two-headed dragon. And so we were that for Halloween. Kiki and I were the two-headed dragon because she was on my hip.
Uh-huh.
But it was there's some times where you just say, I know he needs a break.
Right.
He needs a break. And I'm going to go visit your mother.
Okay.
And it wasn't, I'm going to go visit my mother. I'm going to go visit your mother.
So you must have had a good relationship with your mother-in-law.
Yes, I did. And she was a wonderful lady, which is, another thing that's indicating a good guy, somebody who treats his mother very well.
Yeah.
And he treated his mother wonderfully. He was always there to help her, and she was there to help me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did end up going to Florida, and Kiki was sick the entire time. We had probably 4 doctor visits during the 4-week visit until she was finally cleared to go home. And so it was just trying to give him space for him to gather because he didn't have the strength.